Even certain banks take longer to actually process, even though it's immediate payment. I know, for example, Nedbank will take an hour to reflect, regardless if it's immediate payment.
Hi guys, welcome back to Quick Trader. David, Luca and Keenan here today.
How's it, guys?
Thank you so much guys for tuning in today. Thank you so much for your support. We've seen our numbers increasing. The number we're the most excited about is the number of attendance to our Quick Trader launch party. Yeah. So for those of you who aren't aware, our launch party is on the 16th, 17th and 18th of Jan. Do you guys know the times? What times are we running the workshops
From 4 till 8.
And then after party-ish, after the event, that'll be from 8 p.m. onwards. I think we'll end off at 12.
We'll close at 12, yeah. So this will be happening at the Woodstock Exchange. If you're interested, leave your name in the comment section and one of the moderators will get back to you. All right, so today, besides the Quick Trader event, we want to go through disputes, how to handle grievances you're having in the middle of a trade. So maybe something goes wrong, you don't get a document, you haven't received payment, something's fishy. You will open a dispute and we're going to get into what that looks like and what to do step by step. So the first one is realizing that delays can happen. So let's say, for example, I make a payment to Luca.
Yes.
Okay, but Luca isn't responding on the platform. I haven't gotten my crypto from him, even though I've paid him. Most of the time, this is just because someone's not near their phone, someone's phone died, they're out of Wi-Fi, there's network issues. Any other reasons?
Even the platform could be going slow. Sometimes there's like maintenance on the platform itself, so then that usually affects the time people can apply.
And cause a bit of delay.
Yeah, for sure. So I think your best bet is to give it about an hour. So if you've paid, give it any time from 30 minutes to an hour before you start possibly taking action. I think after 30 minutes of non-responsiveness, the first thing you should do is text, right?
100%.
And be polite.
Yes, ask them if they're online.
There we go.
And then obviously in being polite, say, hey, listen, sorry to keep pushing you, but I need to get my crypto sorted out. Can you please respond to me?
Also, another thing, you just ask them about the nature of the payment as well. Like if it was an immediate transaction, or if maybe they made it just a regular payment, and that's why it could be taking time. Even certain banks take longer to actually process, even though it's immediate payment. I know, for example, Nedbank will take an hour to reflect, regardless if it's immediate payment.
I was about to say that it could just be the bank. So like you've made payment, right? And you're thinking this person must have received the payment, but now there's a delay and they haven't received the payment. This has happened numerous times for me, even when I've made immediate payments. They don't reflect immediately sometimes. This could be because of the time of day. I think Discovery Bank doesn't allow you to make immediate payments after 10.
Oh no, you can, but it will affect the time it will be processed.
Oh, okay.
So you can do an immediate payment after 10, but it might take an hour to reflect.
Yeah, and then African Bank as well.
No, they cut off from like 8, I think it was.
8 p.m. is the cutoff. So again, you can make a payment, an immediate payment after 8, thinking it should have reflected. Meanwhile, your bank actually doesn't process immediate payments after a certain time. So jumping to a dispute can harm your relationship with this person who isn't even guilty of having done anything wrong.
Yeah.
So the first step you should do is just to communicate with the person and be polite. Ask them why they're taking so long and make sure you've sent all of your proofs for the payment that you've just made, that you're inquiring.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
I would say moving on from that would be then going to the more serious steps.
Yes.
So that would be opening the actual dispute.
Yes.
And that we would refer to as what, a formal appeal.
You can call it an appeal, you can call it a dispute.
We just call it a dispute in general because that's where the moderator will come in and they now need to vet what's going on, and that's time consuming as well.
100%. The most important thing is once you've made payment to select that you've paid, because once you've selected that payment has been made, those coins are locked in escrow. So Quick Trader will now not allow the buyer or the seller to leave that trade. Okay, so let's say for example I open a trade with Luca. You know what? Wait, I used you for the previous example.
Okay,
I'm gonna go use this guy.
Yeah, okay.
Let's say, for example, I'm doing a trade with Keenan, correct? So I'm doing a trade with Keenan, and the coins are in escrow on Quick Trader. Okay, I've now made payment to Keenan, but Keenan isn't releasing the crypto to me. If you haven't selected paid, that trade can expire because there wasn't any exchange that's happened yet. That's why it's important after you've made a payment for crypto on the platform that you select paid, because then the trade cannot expire. The trade needs to be completed with the crypto being released, or the function that you use to select paid gets reversed. Like let's say you selected paid, but then you see that the bank bounced your payment, right? Maybe you made an error with the account number or the reference. If it will get paid back, you can then go unpay. There will be a function to unpay that trade. But it is very important that when you've made payment that you select paid.
Yeah, because for example say now you haven't selected paid and then the trade expires.
Yes,
That's something as well.
There'll be an option to reopen. So let's say after that 30-minute time period, you can reopen, that also becomes a bit of a hassle. You'll still get a notification, and it'll still say to you, hey, I can say to you, hey, okay, cool, my money is now gone through to your side. Can you please reopen the offer so I can mark it as paid? Gives you like a second shot.
But there's always the risk that this person you just paid, now the trade expires, but you've paid. Let's say you made the payment 25 minutes into the trade, and the trade expires at 30 minutes. It's only a half an hour trade. If you didn't select paid, you've now paid that person, and the trade you're currently in will expire, and you will need to reopen. But if this person is paying attention, it's kind of like free money, man, because they could essentially just deactivate all their offers if they've received payment and you haven't selected paid. That
essentially they scam them.
But if they're trying to scam you, but don't make that mistake of obviously making payment and not selecting a function on the platform, on the Quick Trader platform, just to let the moderator know you have made payment and sending your proofs through. Obviously, if you do run into a case where you've done it, you've made a payment rather, but you haven't received the crypto and the trade's expired, you can email the Quick Trader team, and we'll then look into the matter and sort it out for you. This will mean there's more time. So it's best to follow things that we're sharing today step by step, as to not add more steps to what you have to do to get your cryptocurrency.
So don't skip ahead.
So back to what Keenan, you were saying?
I was saying, then usually what will happen is, when now submitting that dispute to a moderator, they're going to ask you for evidence and things like that.
Yes.
Now, normal screenshots and things along those lines, that won't be enough, because those are easily doctored.
100%.
What they're going to ask you to do is now do a screen recording and then go into your bank and show that you've actually made that transaction. And then you'll submit that through to a moderator, and then they'll look through all of that. But that can all be done in the trade chat itself.
100%.
Or if you can't screen record, because I know on Android, if you go into certain apps, like with mine, APSA, if I go into my APSA app, it won't allow me to screen record, then the moderator will usually ask you for a bank statement. Am I correct?
Yes, they'll ask you for a bank statement and like a video recording.
That's what I'm doing.
From another phone.
You don't have to worry about the trader seeing this in the chat, because this goes straight to the moderator. So the moderator looks at your bank account. Oh, okay, no, they sent a screenshot to what Luca was saying, but there's no funds in the bank account. So this usually means that this was a doctored screenshot. If, like, let's say you haven't received funds for 2 days and the trade is open, it's some doctored fake screenshot. I remember when I started trading, I never used to ask for PDFs. Like the screenshot of the transaction, I would like accept.
That's like suffice for you.
But it was, I should not have done that. Yes. So we ask for KYC documents. Is essentially what we do now. We ask for KYC. Know your client, know your customer. So we need the ID of the sender, as well as the PDF proof of payment, which we have mentioned on a couple of our videos before. If you haven't watched them yet, you guys can backtrack to when we're talking about two-factor and security. The reason we ask for these documents specifically is because scammers will now try to use fake screenshots. and this will be used in disputes. So they'll claim to have made payment to you, but you haven't received funds into your bank account. And when you ask them for the PDF document from the bank for the payment, they can't provide it. That means that they've most likely doctored,
payment,
word art.
Sometimes you'll see actually then a lot of the times it looks so legit, and then just one thing will. It's
usually the text, man.
It's the font. I was about to say. Yes, it's the font that will give it away.
You know what I've noticed, right? It'll pretty much all look legit, except for like 1 or 2 words.
100%. So if you're uncertain, again with a dispute, if someone sends you a screenshot and you're uncertain of this, there's a trace ID on every single trade. The trace ID, if it's FNB, you can use it on the FNB website to verify the payment. If it's Capitec, you can use the QR code on the payment. If it's any other bank, as far as I'm aware, you do have to call in, give them the trace ID or the payment reference ID.
They confirm for you.
And they will confirm for you whether it's a valid payment or not. Okay. Yes. All right. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We are going to continue our section on handling disputes in our next segment. But we really appreciate your guys' time. And remember, launch party on the
16th,
on the
17th,
on the
18th
of January. Any questions about today's podcast? Put it in the comment section. Remember to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, X and YouTube.
There we go.
Awesome
stuff. Hit the bell icon to get notified when we upload a new video.
Exactly. Especially if you're following our module, you want to be notified every single time we're posting something, so that you're staying on track. Awesome stuff, guys.
Awesome.
Cheers. Bye.
Cheers.